kind of confused. I'm in honor, so I guess I was told Georgie was a guest, so I thought I was walking alone. What we all talked about.
This is my best man. This is, you need to walk with him. You like it, not like it. I'm sorry about it. That's how it works.
So Georgie went from being best man to then being removed as best man, and then now he's back being the best man. But the difference this time is that it is a complete blindside. Florian decides to tell everyone at this what do they call it again? They call it like a rehearsal. I say a dinner rehearsal, and everyone's there who's obviously going to be the wedding that is obviously important and whatnot. And boom, he's like, yeah, by the way, wedding planner, just so you know, this is my best man. As you obviously, as you can see, Darcy's like, rah, hold on a minute, what's going on here? How? Because I thought that I was doing this by myself, and Georgie was just going to be here as a guest. But Florian, obviously being Florian, says, nope, this is my best man, whether you like it or not. Very interesting. I do wonder sometimes, what is the motivation behind Florian's behavior? You know, his choices. I mean, sometimes I sit and I say to myself, is he purposely trying to just get underneath the skin of Darcy? And he really doesn't care about how much that's going to annoy his own wife? Or is he just generally trying to be a good friend and he generally feels like he needs someone there who is a friend to him and therefore he wants to have a friend as his best man? I mean, it really depends on how you look at it, right? But as far as I'm concerned, Florian's delivery is unacceptable. Him and Stacy literally had counseling the previous episode. He learned nothing and he continues to do things in the wrong way. It'd be different if he said to Stacy, hey, by the way, I'm going to make Georgie my best man again because, well, you know, I need him. And then Stacy talks to Darcy and then Darcy has to get over it. Cool. But to blindside your wife? Very unkind. But let's continue.
To make Georgie the best man again. So Georgie like my closest friends and kind of my family. And right now, I know Georgie likes sleep with Darcy.
So, if he just said, listen, man, I wanted to make Georgie my best man because of the reasons he stated. And he said that to Stacy privately, whatever, cool, respectful. But he wants to make Georgie his best man in front of everybody, which isn't cool. But also on top of that, because Georgie and Darcy revealed that they slept together, he's like, well, if you're sleeping with him, well then why can't I have him there as my best man? Which again, I understand. If he feels like Darcy's been unkind with the whole idea of saying she doesn't want Georgie there, she doesn't want Georgie there based on the fact that she hasn't been truthful with what her and Georgie had done, I understand that. But again, have that conversation with your wife and say, hey, your sister was sleeping with this guy. So if she can sleep with this guy, I can still have him as my best man because I shouldn't be losing out on a best man because your sister can't handle herself. But instead, Florian likes to do things the hard way. But yeah, we continue.
And I don't want to see him.
Oh, gosh. Oh, boy.
I don't want to see Darcy being with another guy in this wedding because I'm not okay with that. You don't need to push this one in my face and tell me, okay, I'm dating with somebody.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you don't have to come to the wedding, right? I mean, to be honest with you, Georgie is very, very selfish. The fact that this guy does not want Darcy to bring a date because he's going to be in his feelings is an absolutely pathetic reason. At the end of the day, if you love her, then you will be happy for her to move on. It doesn't matter whether you like the guy. It doesn't matter whether you think the guy is better than you or you think you're better than him. The matter of fact is you are the past. And if you really do care and love Darcy, you allow her to move on. But this guy just wants to keep bringing her down. Oh, so you're bringing a date to the wedding, are you now? Oh, well, I don't want to hear that. I don't like that. And you know what? Because he didn't like what he heard, what did Georgie then go off and do?
See, a couple weeks ago in Miami, we do something that we actually hook up in Miami. And we
What? You guys had sex? Is that true?
So, Georgie being salty as hell. He's like, you know what? I don't like the fact that you people are onto me about me coming here, me being the best man. I don't like the fact that you man are onto me about, you know, the fact that I'm making Darcy feel uncomfortable. When in reality, well, me and Darcy actually got it on a few weeks back in Miami. That is a low blow. That is a low, low blow. And there was no need for it. Because, and I say this because you see, if you really did love someone or you do love someone and you do care about someone, you will not do anything to try and embarrass that person. You will not do anything to throw that person under the bus. You will swallow your pride and let bygones be bygones and let that person just live. In fact, because you love that person so much and you care about them so much, but you feel like you're attacked despite the fact that, you know, they haven't been telling the truth, well, you remove yourself from that person's life. So therefore, you don't have to be in that situation anymore. Rather than keep forcing yourself to be in that person's life, and then all of a sudden you're now backstabbing them and basically being cruel. What benefit is he looking for here? Whatever the benefit, it's not worth it. Whatever the benefit, it's not good enough. Because the fact is, you're the one that went out, you slept with her, and you both agreed to keep it a secret. That's it. You then decided to tell your friend, Florian. Then obviously, you know, you're not telling everyone. Listen, buddy, you gave yourself the false hope. He can sit there and blame Darcy or like, oh yeah, but Darcy slept with... Listen, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. You could have chose to not sleep with her. You could have been like, no, we're both drunk, we're both toxic. Let's not sleep with each other. But tomorrow, if you are still talking to me and you're still seeing me the same way, all right, cool, then we can do it. That's what that option is there. You could have been the bigger person in the situation, but you wasn't. She opened up her legs and you bit. Well, and you dived in. You could have said, no, not this way. I want to make sure this is genuine. I want to make sure that this means something. I want to know that there's a future after. You didn't. Opened up and you dived in. Hashtag Trey Songz. But anyway, we continue.
Who else knew? Florian? You knew?
Yeah.
You knew and you didn't tell me.
I keep a secret, so Georgie telling me not to tell anybody.
All right, boom. Let's have this conversation. Here. Should Florian keep secrets from his wife because his best friend told him to not tell anyone? Here's the thing. This is how secrets work. Secrets work when you and only you and the people involved keep it to themselves. Once you tell someone who is not a part of that experience, that secret, once you tell someone outside of that situation, that secret is no longer a secret. Because the fact is, in that situation, that person that you've told, they could easily tell anyone at any given time. And if they do, you can't even blame them. Why? Because you told them a secret that should have been a secret to you yourself alone, and anyone else who was a part of it. And here's the thing. And this is something that Darcy's dad actually does say, though, in the episode. But I already knew anyway. And here's the thing. Who the hell does Georgie think he is telling Florian this secret in the first place? The fact that he told him this and told him to keep a secret meant it put him in a position where he couldn't even tell his own wife. That isn't healthy. That isn't a good friend. I'd be damned if I was friends with someone that told me a secret that I had to keep from my wife. If you tell me a secret and I've got a wife, god damn, man, you got to tell me a secret that I can actually tell my wife, because I don't want to be hearing the wrath of, oh, why didn't you tell me then? I mean, in this type of situation, you know what I'm saying? So for me personally, I will say this though, and I'm going to 100% admit to be a hypocrite to what I've just said. If I was in this situation, I would not. No, bond this. No. I'm not going to be good. No. If I'm in this situation right here where I've been told a secret to keep from my own sibling, my twin. Raw, Claude. No, I'm telling my twin because our bond. No, that made no sense. What? No, that don't make sense. That don't make sense. Wait, no. I got it wrong now. No, listen. The bottom line is this here, okay? In this situation right here, was Florian wrong or right to keep the secret away from his woman, from his wife? I'm gonna say yes. He should have told her, because the fact is, he could have literally said to her, listen, so your sister had slept with Georgie, and this is one of the reasons why I want him to still be my best man, because it is not fair that she can go and do what she wants when it comes to Georgie, but when I want to bring him into my wedding and I want him to be my best man because he's the only person that I know around here, It's not okay. That is not fair. So I'm telling you now that he's going to be my best man. That's it. That's it. Because that would have avoided any of this toxic madness happening right here, right now. But like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, if you've got a secret, you keep it to yourself. If you're willing to tell someone a secret, it means that secret, you don't really care that much about it to come out. That is the reality. Because if you really cared, you want nobody to know about your secret, you wouldn't tell anyone. That is it. You know, that's just how it works. So if anyone ever gets upset that they told someone else your secret, that's your fault. You should have told them in the first place. You put that person in a sticky situation. Because you got to remember, sometimes when you tell people secrets, and then they hear someone saying something about you, blah 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 blah. Sometimes that secret is the only tool they have to actually defend you. Be like, nah, if only you knew. Do you know what I'm saying? But let's be real, man. Like I said before, people will only spill a secret because they generally want people to know. They just don't want to be the person to tell everyone. So they'll tell someone else who can be the messenger. That's just that. Because like I said, everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. A secret is something that you take to the grave with you. That's it. Nobody else ever knows. Just you and the people involved. If there's people involved. That's it. Unless someone else figures it out, then you got to own up to it. You know what I mean? But anyway, we continue. Enough of my rant.
Georgie, my ex, and the fact that it's Stacey's big day and my dad not feeling well, if maybe we can meet after Stacey's wedding.
So Darcy is on the phone to Zach. Zach is the man that was supposed to be coming to the wedding, has her number 2, her date. But because of everything that has gone down, with Georgie spilling the tea about them sleeping together and all that kind of stuff, and her sister's not being happy but not even knowing about it, that Darcy didn't even tell her, and let alone Florin, all that shebang, well, she's like, I now know that if he does come, this is definitely going to make this wedding a whole lot more worse than what it is. I'm going to do the right thing and I'm going to uninvite him. And therefore, Georgie wins and he gets his own way. I mean, that is pretty much what Darcy does go off to say anyway, that Georgie just pretty much got his own way. I mean, it is sad. It is sad that Darcy's been unable to bring her date to the wedding, because this date of hers, you never know. He might actually have been the next. He might have been the guy for her. He isn't, but he might have been the guy for her. You know what I mean? He isn't because nobody is, but you know, he might have been. If I can make my mind up, right? Is he not? No, he's not. And that's not to say that he's the wrong guy. It's just that Darcy has a lot of work to do, and until she does a lot of work on herself mentally, ain't no guy ever really gonna make this woman happy, and that is just the bottom line. Do you know what I'm saying? But either way, though, he's not coming because obviously she's afraid that Georgie's gonna pull up a fuss and cause a whole hoo-ha. And again, if Georgie really cared for her and he loved her and all that kind of stuff, he would want her to be happy. He would want her to bring her own date. No. All about Georgie's feelings, because Georgie is a freaking diva. Where are the men up in here, man? Where are the men on this show? I guess the only men in this show is the one that's actually reviewing it right now. Yeah, but we continue.
If the question is, will they have a happy, long life together? I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know. Why I say that is they have to learn to communicate with each other. And
that is the key, isn't it? They have to learn to communicate, and that is Stacy and Florin. Because you see, Florin right now is in the doghouse. So what did he do? He went to Daddy. He went to Daddy and said, hey, I know Stacy's only going to listen to you, so please can you talk to her? You know, and reason of her that, you know, I kept a secret, but, you know, what I do in it. Man of my word, yeah. It's interesting, isn't it, how he's gone to the daddy just to solve his own relationship. It's funny because, you see, if George had paid attention, if Florian had paid attention in their therapy session, he wouldn't be in this predicament. And that is something that Stacy has stressed to him in this episode, that, hey, we literally had a therapy session about our communication, and then you go off and keep a secret from me. That's not cool. Like, come on, fix up. But, you know, with Florin, look at his face. This is a guy who gives 0 freaking Fs.
I don't think they've learned yet. I guess you guys will be ready soon, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay.
To be fair, in reality, it's not a matter where they haven't learned yet. It's a matter where Florin hasn't learned, and Florin will never learn. Because Florin will always do things the way he sees fit, because that's what he does. And sadly, it's not a way to. Only Stacy knew her value to a certain degree, she wouldn't really be with a man like this. She would be with a man that can actually appreciate her for the woman that she is. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how we feel about Darcy and Stacey and their personalities and whatnot. It doesn't matter how we feel about any woman that can be this, and that. Every person in this one, and it doesn't matter how we feel about any man, to be fair. You know what I'm saying? End of the day, everyone in this world has worth, and everybody that wants to be in a relationship needs to be in a relationship with someone who's going to treat them based on their worth and help them elevate their worth. Like I said, this is the people that actually want to be in a relationship, that actually want to have a marriage and all that kind of stuff. But of course, there are people out there who are scammers and fake that they want to be married, but really and truly, they're just using you. I guess it's a bit of a sticky one, isn't it? But either way, though, be with someone that knows your worth. It doesn't matter how much of a headache you are, all that kind of stuff. If somebody does not want to appreciate you for your worth and look after you based on your worth and elevate you based on your worth, and you're not doing the same goddamn thing, then why the hell are you with that person? And I want to say to that, but we continue.
Together from day one since we met. I felt an instant connection with you, obviously online. And
all right, cool. My point of this video here was actually just to show you the elevation of actually Stacey's appearance over the years. But I'm just going to pause it real quick because somebody just came to my mind. Imagine this. And this is for the men. The men mostly, right? Of course, ladies, listen. Imagine a world where the woman paid, the woman and her father, to be careful, has paid for the man's wedding back to back. 2 weddings, and the man didn't even pay a single dime. Is he therefore a man? Or is he a boy? I can understand the concept of, getting married the first time and maybe not having the finances, right? But the second time, you got to make sure you're patterned for that. You got to make sure you're prepared. You got to make sure you're going to be putting money towards that one. Redeem yourself. But at the same time, though, a real man would never really, truly get married to a woman knowing that he cannot financially actually support the wedding. And most importantly, he cannot financially even support the actual woman. Imagine these two had a child. And yet she's with a man that can't support her, wouldn't be able to support the child, and wouldn't even be able to provide a roof under the head, and everything is on her own accord and her father's? Is that a man? That is still a little boy growing up. Goddamn, ladies, do better. Don't be out here with a boy just because you can mold him or whatever. Always be with a man. A real man's man, not just a man, a real man's man. But we continue with the evolution of Stacey's face.
then first time we met in person, it just felt right. And then we were engaged for 5 years.
Like, boom, you know what though? That one right there, that skipped by way too quickly. Let me go back to it.
We met in person, it just felt right. And then we were engaged for
All right, boom. Obviously, this one has a filter on it anyway, but it's just insane how these women look nothing like what they look like. And bear in mind, these two have only been together for what, 5 years or something like that? I'm not too sure, give or take, maybe a little bit longer. And god damn, all that work has come a long freaking way. Like, was it worth it, Stacey and Darcy? Was it really worth it?
love. If this year taught me anything, it taught me that love shouldn't hurt. Nobody wants to feel hurt when they're supposed to be loved. Nobody wants to feel bullied.
Love shouldn't hurt. Nobody should feel bullied in a relationship. She's not lying.
Nobody needs to be embarrassed for their family and their loved ones, friends. That's why I have to take all that strength.
Took all that strength to tell this man it is over and he needs to accept it. Georgie has issues with accepting defeat. That's how he sees it. He sees it as defeat.
And just keep staying strong. Just let me go.
That line of just let me go. A man just puts his head down in shame. He puts his head down. He's like, man, it's video over, isn't it? It really is over, right? Bro, it's been over. Process that. But obviously with these two, they're the pattern of being together, then breaking up, being engaged, and then breaking up. Of course, he had this crazy false hope, but bro, like the pattern of the breakup hasn't been the same as before. Like, come on.
I mean, after the conversation tonight, I think it's, unfortunately, obviously it's done between us.
It's been done. Not obviously done, but it's been done. It's obviously done, but no. It's been done. There's not obviously about it. But anyway, it's finally over. I don't want to see these two. I don't want to see Georgie back for another season, chasing her again. Nah, I can't be having that. I don't even know if there's even going to be another season. I don't even know if they're even going to do a tell-all next week. Usually they do that on the Darcy and Stacey show, you know. But there is, then there is going to be one. If there isn't, then there isn't. But hey ho, it's been an interesting season though. It's been, I mean, in my opinion, personally, it's been a better season than last season. Season 3 was. I didn't even finish it, and I don't think. Did I finish it? I can't remember now, but it just wasn't a good season. This one, on the other hand, despite the fact that it's probably been scripted heavily, it's been better. But nonetheless, though, thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to like, sub, of course.